everything.
Yeah,
I
right,
can hear.
man. Ready to roll here?
Ready as I'm gonna get.
Take a couple drinks here.
Just like drink jams.
This drink is good, right?
Oh yeah.
It sneaks up on you. It does. It just...
Shout out to the bartender.
Yeah. Welcome to your Road to Homeownership Podcast. I'm Anthony Rehos, longtime loan officer here in Western New York, and everyone has a story, right? Everyone has a story where they come from, has a story where they are today, and has a story where they're going. And today, I'm joined with Emmanuel Williams from Metro Roberts Real Estate. Not only you're a real estate agent, you're an investor, and you're doing some great things here, and you have a great story. And I think a story that everyone needs to know, right? Everyone needs to know, like, it doesn't matter, where you started from. It's actually where you are today and where you're going.
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk a little bit about that and talk about, tell me about where where did your journey begin?
Where did I start?
Yeah, where did you start? You grew up in Buffalo?
I grew up in actually Buffalo. I'm originally from Florida.
Okay.
I moved here as a kid.
All right.
And
What part of Florida?
Fort Pierce.
Okay.
Fort Pierce, Florida. Shout out to my grandma. She's still there. And we took a journey. I moved up here when I was a kid to Buffalo. And rest is history.
So at what age you moved up here?
8 years old. 8 years old?
8 years. So
Yeah.
First time seeing snow, right?
Yeah, dude. Dude. You know what? Our first time there, I remember we was parked. My mom, we what is it? We was parked on Jefferson.
Yeah.
And the next morning we had like 2 tickets on the car.
Welcome to Buffalo.
Yo, welcome to Buffalo. Like, what? You're parked on Jefferson, right outside the Jefferson Projects before they tore them down.
Yeah, man.
Like, welcome to Buffalo. So,
Damn. So your journey began in Florida, came to Buffalo. How was life growing up, man?
So it was cool, and I had a great childhood. 2 older sisters. Life was good. I mean, coming to Buffalo, it was just a new journey, different from Buffalo. From Florida.
Yeah.
Just cold. Meeting new family members. Meeting new friends. But yeah, we made it through. Yeah,
Made it through.
Yeah, man.
So we kind of talked a little bit about this earlier, but you had some challenges, right? We all had some challenges. And, I wanted to talk a little bit about, it doesn't matter where you started, right? How you started, right?
Yeah.
And what are some of the challenges you had in Buffalo right off the top, coming here and just dealing with everything?
Like I mentioned, the parking tickets, finding housing. I mean, we end up moving in with one of my aunts at the time. And then she was an investor before I even knew what an investor was. She had multiple 2-family properties, and we ended up moving into one of them on Berkshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that like the first time you kind of saw somebody investing in real estate, or you kind of just, was that like did I catch your attention back then, or you just kind of went over your head a little bit?
Well, you know what? The fact that it was between her, one of my aunt Cat, God rest her soul, and my aunt Wanda. My aunt Wanda, now she was actually a real estate agent, back in the day. Yeah. Back in Lancaster, she had a brand new house that she built from the ground up, And she used to work for Realty USA. And just growing up, one of my cousins, my good cousin Michael, I used to go out to the house, see all the change of everybody had pools, and they had everything was nice. We used to just run around, play basketball, football. Yeah. There's no, different from being just in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So growing up, that was a great experience.
Was that kind of like a little, the catalyst, a little spark in you into saying, hey, maybe I want to go down this path?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say that.
You can say that?
Really, I went to school. I ended up going to Emerson. Went to Buff State.
Yeah.
Graduated. Did my 4 years hospitality management. And really, what got me into real estate was one of my bros. he told me like we was actually on BLK. They was talking about a Than Merrill event. It's like coming to, you can come to the event, 3-day event. And I went to the event, fresh. Like I was still in school at the time.
Yeah.
And they were just telling us about like how you can invest into real estate, wholesaling, all the different avenues. And now I just was at like, this was like maybe a couple weeks before graduation. And my professor mentioned that, hey, you guys, you can do great things in hospitality. You can make, upwards up to like 6 figures. And I'm like, okay, great. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, base salary, 60,000. Now, this real estate thing, now they was talking about $250,000. They was talking about big numbers, huge numbers. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I just did 4 years and they talking about low numbers, 60, and they talking about, I'm like, wait, hold on. So I took a chance on myself. I went to the event and I realized that they was trying to sell me on the products that I couldn't afford at the time. So I went to Google.
Okay.
I'm like, I went to Google. Google like, oh, you could become a real estate agent. I'm like, real estate agent? What I got to do?
What's that?
What's that?
What's that?
And so I went to Google, did my homework. I found a Cusack Center. I'm like, Cusack Center?
Yeah.
What's a Cusack Center? Met the guy. Man, anybody that knows Cusack knows that that's the man. I did my real estate class with them, and then I did my broker class with them. Ended up passing, and that was history.
That was history, right?
That was history.
Yeah, man. Getting into real estate for myself, it was also an accident too. Back in the day, I was selling cell phones, T-Mobile.
Really?
Yeah. So, but before that, I was selling advertisement. I worked for BLK back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was always in sales,
Okay.
right? So I was always selling something. I was trying to hustle and do something, right?
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, I used to go to Rockaway Beach in Queens,
Okay.
and I used to take these seashells, paint them, and resold them from ashtrays back in the day because people were smoking and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I always had that in me, right? I got into sales, and then I was selling cell phones back in Buffalo, working retail hours, 7 days. Retail is just the worst. I had a friend that was working in banking back in the day, like subprime mortgages back in the early 2000s. I'm a little older than you, but yeah.
Oh, man, we can't see that.
You can't see that. but early 2000s, were right out of school selling cell phones and got into like banking, and then also I started seeing things differently.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, my credit's like shot. I'm a mess, and I'm trying to sell these mortgages to people who are in the same situation. And they're back in the day, were doing predatory lending. They were taking houses on the east side, appraising them, whatever, getting these people in these homes that they shouldn't be getting into, over appraising them. It was a bad world.
Wow.
6 months in, I'm like, I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
But it showed me another side of things, kind of like how real estate. You talked about money.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I was in school for 4 years, and I wasted 4 years. Now I go to Cusack for what 3-4 weeks. But then I started seeing things differently on that end, and then that led me to a whole nother world that I was never around. I was never around that world, and it really was a spark to kind of get me to where I'm at today. And that's why I tell people, it doesn't matter where you started from, your story. We all have stories.
Absolutely.
But it's what we're doing with it now, what we're doing today, and how that future leads to, man. But tell me about that first year in real estate. How was that, man? Because I want to hear that.
So surprisingly, my first year was actually good, man. I was surprised, man. My first year, I ended up getting a good mentor, Robert Blake, man. To this day, man, I still got to give him his credit, man, because he taught me a couple things that that I still use to the day, man. Shout out to Rob.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I got into real estate. My first transaction, it was on St. Lawrence, man. The St. Lawrence, North Buffalo.
Yeah.
I end up getting the listing off of floor time, selling it to a buyer, and then selling the seller a property in Lackawanna. So my first deal was 3 deals. I said, wait, hold on.
Adding up the money there too, right?
Now, I was working at a parking lot at the time, fresh out of college, working at a parking lot. Once those 3 transactions closed in like 2 months, I'm like, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. This can't be real. And rest was history.
It was
man.
history,
I just kept going.
right?
Just kept going.
And kept going.
So, yeah.
So every year you did a little bit better.
Every year, every month.
Every month.
Every month I did just a little bit better, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Because the grind just never stopped. And I'm like, wait, hold on.
Now, you were telling me you were handing out cards everywhere, supermarkets. Tell me about
Everywhere.
that.
Listen, I was getting calls from gas station owners, man. I was posting, I was tagging stickers on their lots. They're like, oh, no, you can't do this, man.
It's free advertisement.
Free advertisement, man. I was going to corner stores, man. I was, I had billboards out here. So it was a couple things, man. I was just, I followed the McDonald's report, the McDonald's model. You used to see it inside the newspaper. You see it on the computer. You see it on real life. You see it everywhere you went. Yeah, man. I'm like, oh well, you know what? Maybe if I just put a couple dollars here, and see what comes about, man, and it blew up from there. It was just a change of pace, different, a young face that was inside the market. I was just eager, hungry, young. Willing to make a mistake, and own up to it. So,
when did you buy your first home?
I got my first property in 2017.
So bunch of years into real estate, you got your first property.
2 years maybe after. So when I first got in real estate, I was living on the west side. $600, $650 a month.
Damn.
$650 upper unit, and 2.5 bedrooms, man.
That thing is worth like $1,500 now.
Listen, man, I was getting fans like $650. I had a roommate at the time, and when I got, by the end of my lease, man, I came in. I came to a property, and the seller, she looked at me. I told her like, hey, I really like this property. I'm like, I could put it on the market, but I would love to actually, make you an offer. She looked at me and said, you can afford this house?
Damn. Okay.
Listen, I was like, this is like a personal challenge now. I'm sure, Yeah, listen, I bought the house from her. I still got the house to today, man.
That's cool, man. So then that led into investment. Like, when was that first investment? Like, how did you go down that path?
So
because you own a bunch of properties now.
Yeah.
Mini Trump.
I wouldn't say that. I was just saying, you know what, man, I just move with time, man. Time is waits for nobody.
Yeah.
So if I can buy back some of my time with investment properties, now, why not?
Why not?
You know.
So what was that first property looking like after that?
You know what? So after I got my first property, maybe like a year after, I had open heart surgery.
You had open heart surgery?
I had open heart surgery, man. I was closing multiple deals. And I don't like to even mention this back up because it's like a dark time that I don't even like shine light on to. Because I was still selling properties from the hospital bed. And I have this, I still mention this every day. Like, it wasn't going to kill me. I was still going to do what I had to do. And at the time, I ended up getting this second investment property. One of my attorneys, Karen, actually paralegal Karen, came down to the hospital bed and actually signed off on the closing papers for the investment property that I was purchasing in a hospital after an open heart surgery.
Wow.
I can't make this up, And I ended up buying this property. Actually, it was like a seller financing deal. Ended up paying my original investor off in it was about 2 years, 24 months. And now I got that property. you know.
And
it's rented and moving.
you didn't stop. You kept on going.
And then after I got healed up a little bit, I ended up buying 2 more properties, then another one. You know what?
Man.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing, man. That's great.
A blessing.
That's great. So tell me about, if you had to give someone advice right now, getting into investment, because people hear it and they get scared right away, but it's not that hard to do. It's just having an education part of it, right? Having a knowledge on it, right?
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Start with one. Just start with one. Do your due diligence. Reach out to Anthony. Reach out to the mortgage rep. You know, go down the right path. Figure out what you need. Whether it's going to be credit, whether it's maybe lowering some of that debt.
Yeah.
You know, but you just have to go. You have to start somewhere.
What does success mean to you today versus when you started?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question. So every day I take every day just one day at a time.
Yeah.
So what is success to me? Waking up knowing that I can take care of my family. I can put gas in my car.
Yeah.
Not worrying about the small things. Success really is more so of who people I can bless around me. That's success to me.
That's cool, man. No, you're right on with that. Tell me a little bit about some sacrifices you made, because people hear all this stuff. I think we briefly talked about it a couple weeks ago, right, in the office, and we're talking about, we live our life differently. We live frugal. You know, we just try to live within our means. We see the long goal, right? Not the short term, right? What kind of sacrifices you made?
Time. Sacrifices I made, delayed gratification, it's big for me, like the things that I always wanted, like, the nice cars, the jewelry, the houses, like whatever, just knowing that my time is going to come and I don't have to go when you're ready.
Yeah.
I don't have to compete with anybody.
Yeah.
I don't need to go and buy, whatever, just because he has it or she has it. When my time is my time, I'm going to shine when I shine.
Yeah, that's good.
I can shine on the darks and the light.
I hear you. That goes with mindset too, right?
Yeah.
That goes with the mindset, how you think. My change in my life and how I started changing when I started reading different things, watching different things, listening to different things, just my diet, right? And when I started changing, my life started changing. And I always feel this, in order to change my external world, I had to change internal, right?
Absolutely.
And it started with that mindset. And I teach that to my son too. your thoughts are extremely powerful.
Yeah.
And you could do anything. You
Absolutely.
could literally do anything if you really put your mind to it. You put the work behind it, that consistency and cadence. That's why I have a goal for the summer to get in my Speedos and that consistency and cadence.
The pack showing.
The 1 pack. I want to get 2 packs. That's what I want.
Hey.
I want to get 2 packs.
Hey.
Like not up and down pack, just the side.
Yeah. The V taper.
But what keeps you motivated?
Motivation.
What keeps you motivated?
You know what? My motivation is just every day I just want to do something to better my situation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. My motivation is just like the people that's dependent on me.
Yeah.
I got so much motivation every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I mean, I can't just narrow it down.
Yeah.
But I just know it like burns.
Just drive. Drive.
Man, it just burns inside of me every day. I'm like, my motivation is just simple, man. I could just,
yeah.
I
hear you. 5 more years, man. Real estate agent, investor. What's the next one? What's the next thing?
philanthropist.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man.
You told me a little bit about
Yeah,
you want to open up a franchise, right? You talked a little bit about that, right?
yeah, down the road.
Down the road, right?
You know, I got
ideas?
I got a degree inside hospitality, so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could do something inside the background. Something inside the background of hospitality, whether it's franchise, whether it's a restaurant, something, something for the community.
Okay. Something for the community, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Okay.
Coming soon.
I got one more for you. Okay. What does a legacy mean to you? What does that mean?
Legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy. That's a good question.
Yeah.
When I'm dead and gone, years after everything, I want somebody to be like, you know what? It's this guy, Emmanuel. This guy, Emmanuel, he just changed the world in some kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to be, what does it look like, but it's going to happen.
I always think about that, and I don't know if it sounds morbid or not, but I think about at my funeral, what would people say about me? Is that weird? Like,
no, it's not weird.
Or what people say about me at that time, and what kind of impression did I leave for my future grandchildren, for my boy, to everything else. That's what I think about. I don't know.
It's not weird.
Yeah, it's not weird.
It's
right?
not weird.
Okay,
it's
cool.
not
I
weird.
appreciate
It's not weird. It's not weird.
So, someone listening right now that's kind of stuck, what kind of advice you would give them?
Besides just keep grinding and keep going, my advice is do your due diligence to find out start with the first thing. Start with something small and figure out how you can better that thing first.
Yeah,
and
small.
then you stand out.
Yeah.
Once you fix that first problem or you get that little mini fire out, go get the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And take baby steps.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Baby steps. Everything.
Baby steps.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody knows everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to be a great person.
No.
No. You know what? You got to ask for help.
Yeah.
A
lot of people are afraid to ask for help.
You gotta you gotta seek what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You gotta seek. The world actually, once you actually start with something, the world will start moving inside your direction.
Always does. Always does, man. Always does.
Yeah.
You're right about that. Having fun today? Having fun, right? It's not too bad, right?
Yeah, no, this is cool.
It's not cool.
It's cool. This is my first podcast.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, man. I got some fun questions for you, right?
Okay.
All right. Coffee or energy drink?
Coffee. Yo, I just started drinking coffee
Okay.
maybe 6 months ago, and now I'm addicted. I think I had a cup every day.
What kind of coffee?
Oh man, I've been drinking cake cups. I don't care, man. Whatever, man. Donut style, man. You want coffee house style, man. Whatever you want. Dark, man. Light roast.
You
They
put
all
some
good.
flavor in that thing?
Oh, you know what, man?
Hazelnut or whatever?
You know what, man? I've been hitting it with just a little bit of this. What is the protein creamer? Man, it's been all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because just to add in, I've been putting what is it? I don't know, sugar. It's some. I forgot the name of the sugar. Sativa.
Agave or
I'll say
sativa?
Sativa. Okay. So close enough.
Okay, I got you. All right. What's your favorite place in Western New York?
My favorite place.
Favorite spot?
The gym or the golf.
gym? Okay.
The gym or the golf house, man. You can catch me on the Dome, man, on a Saturday, man. Come check me out.
What's one word your friends, people closest to you, will describe you at?
Oh, man, I don't know, man. They better say something good. They better say something good. But I don't know, man. Just a motivator, man. Just a hustler, man. A grinder.
Yeah. That's 2 words right there. Okay, I got you. What's one piece of advice you received that you want to share that had an impact in your life?
Don't take everything. Don't take nothing serious. Don't take everything serious. I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Just don't take everything serious.
Yeah.
You know what? people that you hang makes a difference. If you hang around, 9 broke people, you're gonna be the 10th. And you know what? I heard this from an old head. She was like a old, she was a little tipsy. I had to been 14, 15. She was like, she looked at every one of us. She said, we sitting inside the house I'm on Manhattan. We sitting here. The old head came in the house, said, you know what, all y'all. She said, you know what, if y'all keep doing this, y'all all gonna be broke. She said, 1, 2, 3, y'all would be the 10th. I looked at every one of us. I'm like, yo, she was right. She was right, man. So it really, the people that you hang around with. So you hang around with some successful people, man. You just a couple steps away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Okay, if you weren't in real estate, if you weren't investing, what would you be doing?
I'll be a personal chef or something.
Oh,
you know what?
cook?
You know what?
Okay.
You know what? I don't know. I feel like everything that I ever tried, which wasn't too many things really, but I can't say that, but everything I tried to my best ability. Whether I liked it or not, I finished it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I tell my son that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Just focus and do the best you can at whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Cool.
Have fun.
Man, I had a blast, man.
Tell everyone how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, man. Y'all can reach me out. Man, y'all can reach me, Emmanuel Williams, associate real estate broker, Manny the Man, 716-430-2091. You can reach me. If I don't answer, call me twice or text me SOS, and I'm on your ass. No. Yo, for real though, man. Hit me up, man. I'm for real. I got y'all. I forgot y'all, man.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.